Good early morning, everybody. Welcome back, welcome back. So, in today's video, we are going to be talking about the convalescent side of the company, specifically the operations, how it's all going to work, who's going to staff what, and how all these puzzle pieces are going to fit together. Hope you all had a great weekend, and now it's time to get right back into it. So, convalescent operations. This is the necessary evil to fund the entire agency. And I apologize in advance for this video going long. Some of it is a repeat of the 911 stuff and some of the other presentations I've done. So when I hit those slides, we're just gonna jump right through it. Hopefully keep this under an hour, 30 minutes. So let's get right into it, everybody. So how is it going to basically to work? Every transport unit is going to be 911 capable, at least to the BLS level, and then we can add a chase medic with them or a chase critical care medic or something of that nature to assist if necessary. Should the BLS equipped unit not have some sort of specific equipment need or something of that nature. So what types of calls are we talking about here? These are going to be your lower acuity or lowest acuity um, type of thing. So public service calls, lift assist, medical alarms. If the convalescent unit is close enough, we're not going to delay care or delay response just for whatever reason. That's an AMR thing. And this whole company is getting away from AMR and fixing all those problems. So, if somebody calls in and they need wound care, wound supplies, wound evaluations, or wound opinions, convalescent units will be equipped for that. Troubleshoot any oxygen issues, oxygen saturation issues, or if anybody has a weird feeling about their oxygen situation. Welfare checks and psychological calls if there's no apparent life threats or threats to law enforcement, things of that nature. When it comes to um, the equipment of these units, most of the time it's going to be to the AOS level. There will be a large percentage that's going to be BLS equipped because most of your inter-facilities are just BLS calls. So I don't mind doing that. And of course, employees can be cross-trained either to the 911 emergency side or to the non-medical vehicle side. Also, they can go to special operations teams, and basically if any employee wants to expand their knowledge and their capability, I'm all about it. All right. So how is it going to work? All ambulances are required to complete convalescent trips. That was from the other presentation. If you are a ambulance transport unit, you will do 2 convalescent trips per 24 hours. That is a non-negotiable. And there's going to be different kinds. So a will call is essentially show up whenever there's no scheduled time. And this is how the 911 units will get theirs done in a quick and efficient manner. The general idea is that when you take somebody into the ER after you hand them over to the ER staff, then you essentially go to the EMS room, finish your paperwork, clear the call, and then just go upstairs in the same facility and grab a nursing home or a hospital or something that's will call related to get you closer back into your first due. And while you're doing all this, there's a flex unit or a floater unit covering your first due, so that all the zones are going to be covered, all the station assignments are covered, and we can still get the convalescent stuff done quickly, efficiently, and without a lot of headaches. So then you're going to have your scheduled trips. These are going to be assigned specifically to the convalescent division. I do not believe in being late. That drives me absolutely up a wall. And so if a facility wants a scheduled trip, we're going to hold them accountable because I'm holding you accountable. Everybody has to be on the same page here. And then, of course, we have an immediate response. Um, And that could be relatively anything from too many will call trips and the 911 units aren't very busy, so they're overflowing. This and this could also just be a 911 call volume problem as well. Routine or emergency traffic, again, depending on the call type, and generally speaking, it'll be a low frequency of high acuity emergency 911 calls. When you're in the convalescent division, the majority of your work is to um, do the doctor's appointments, dialysis, hospital to hospital routine transfers, and this can be short or long distance. So if somebody has to go to UT and they're from Cleveland or they're from middle of nowhere, that's a convalescent thing. So of course we're going to have a variety of communications. Call takers and dispatchers is no surprise. Then that's all normal stuff. There's not a whole lot from the general field employee level that's really going to matter with that. Then when it comes to field staff, you have your captains and lieutenants, just from the other slides. And we're going to be using radios and unit assigned cell phones, no personal phone numbers, no personal phones, no personal devices. All the technology will be provided by the company. We're going to have an online scheduling portal so that you can pick up shifts, very similar to how AMR operates Kronos. Sorry, sorry everybody. It's just early today. Similar to how Kronos operates, it's just a different platform, but very, very similar. So radios is going to be at least three per radios per unit because the minimum staffing on an ambulance is two. If you have a trainer or somebody trying to get their checkoffs done, that'll bump you up to three. But if you're on a bariatric unit, that could even be bumped up to four, five, or six, depending on the chassis and the unit and other stuff I'm not going to bore you with. And then, of course, you can use the CAD system to message the dispatchers. So, I'm really sorry about the whole voice situation this morning. It's just been a bad allergy summer. All right, so when it comes to leadership, you have your general employee base. All right, everybody, I'm gonna turn the mic off for a second. I'll be right back. All right, everybody. Hopefully, I sound a little bit more normal. Sorry about that. So you have your employee base, which is just generally everybody, no surprises. Your FTOs is a self-explanatory. I've already hit on this a lot in other slides, but they are the primary training person. Lieutenants can be FTOs. There's going to be roughly one or two lieutenants per shift, and I don't know how many parking locations we're going to have. So each location will have at least 2 to 4, and then of course one captain to oversee the entirety of the operation. That should not be much of a surprise to anybody. So if you wanted to become a lieutenant, you'd have to become an FTO first and demonstrate responsibilities from there. But if you wanted to move up, you will manage a station. You're going to ensure compliance and employees follow policies. This should not be a surprise to anybody so far. Um, Basically, you're going to be the first level supervisor, solve the low level problems, respond to crews for assistance in the field, um, provide all the materials to the facilities, the folders, the papers, the how-to guides, answer the questions on the PCSs, and other insurance documents, things of that nature. This is a highly administrative role, as you could probably imagine. But basically, you're going to be the customer service for the agencies and the crews, the families, and coordinate lift assist and other resource needs for the crews. And if things hit the fan, the lieutenants will staff an ambulance with a driver or another employee because that is important to keep staffing numbers up. So typically you'll respond in an SUV, but if low staffing happens, you'll be on a unit. Be the FTO role, educate the new employees, Analyze and make recommendations to fix procedures, protocols, policies, increase efficiency, and all things of that nature. This is a flexible description, but you get the idea. So, if lieutenants do so much, what do captains do? Well, basically, the captain is over all the lieutenants. They handle all the disciplinary measures. This is highly administrative as well. But you can also respond to the field, to the crews, to the facilities for high level issues, process paperwork. They'll have the final approval or the final say, as you will, in how in how in their district will operate. Basically, just a little bit of everything. Of course, very flexible job description. But one of the bigger ones is ensure scheduling of crews, whether that be on a normal daily basis, relief crews, and callbacks, and of course, sign and process all the code green status for crews. This will be bumped down to lieutenants as well. I just didn't have enough space on the other slide. And we'll get to the whole code green thing here in a little while. But basically, on the administrative side, the headquarters side, you have, your call takers, and this is for daily, last minute, and new calls for service. All the scheduled stuff is already in the computer, so there's not really a call taker need for it. But that goes to a dispatcher who will actually do the dispatching. Again, this is self-explanatory. It doesn't matter where the calls originate from. They send units to places to transport people to their other places. Again, self explanatory. Then, of course, we're going to have a scheduler, and this is for daily and weekly planning, monthly planning, 6 months planning, and yearly forecasting to make sure that we can accommodate people with the crews that we have. And of course, you have a coordinator, and then they will do the long term planning. They will work with the field leadership staff to find someone to actually do it, and the captains will work to approve whatever it is going on. So there's 4 different layers to this. So I mentioned a little bit, um, but this is just a generalized call type structure, just to let you know, like generally what you would be doing. And again, this should not be a surprise to anybody. All private companies operate on hospital to nursing homes, hospital to hospital. This is BOS, AOS, critical care specialty, such as newborns, organ transfers, basically anything hospital to hospital. Doctor's appointments, usually a BOS only, just because if it's AOS, typically you're going to an ER instead. Dialysis, not a surprise to anybody. Nursing home to hospital, so this will be your bad labs, your altered mental status more than normal, you're just not acting right, your fell 2 days ago and it's not complaining of anything, but per policy, they have to go get checked out, and long distance psych transfers. This one is going to be huge, I imagine. I don't know how fast this will be up off the ground, but I think the long distance side of the company is going to be very enjoyable for employees. Typically, you'll have 2 to 3 calls a day. You'll be driving quite a bit, but you'll have a crew of 3, so you can alternate drivers, alternate providers, and I think everybody will be very happy with how that's set up. That's a future presentation in and of itself. So when it comes to the medical units, this is what you can just kind of expect. Some of it is initial, some of it's long term, such as BOS and AOS capable. Mostly everything is going to be AOS equipped because of the ability to go to the 911 side for high call volume. Um, and of course, ambulances are used for medical patients. Again, that shouldn't be a surprise. They're going to be staffed with EMTBs. I should have included EMRs and EMTBs, Bs and As, and As and As. Let's see here. Whoopsie. So then we're going to have the normal ALS paramedic transport unit, a couple of those for your emergency hospital to hospital type things. Some of the specialty units I wanted was critical care, pediatric transport, and neonatal transport specific. Generally low in numbers, obviously. I mean, that shouldn't be a surprise. We're going to have city units, we're going to have county units, we're going to have long distance units. They will do mutual aid to the whole region and beyond, which will cover probably from the Virginia line to the Georgia line. And this is going to be an insanely busy side of the company. So there's going to be a lot of employees, there's going to be a lot of calls, but with the different things that's towards the end of this slide, there's protection measures, there's pay measures, there's bonuses. So you can either make a lot of money or you can have a very short workday, or you can have some sort of mixture of the two. And we should get to that in this slide, in this presentation as well. So we're also going to have non-medical, and this is sometimes referred to as invalid transport. Basically, it's a vehicle with no medical supplies, and this is going to include your wheelchair vans, your stretcher vans, taxi and other car services, and potentially unmarked police cars or security vehicles for combative psych patients, or if the psych patient presents some sort of risk. And this is going to be a slowly developing side of the company, I think, just because it's low in revenue and I don't know how fast I can do it. So if you want to work on the convalescent side, or if you're forced to for whatever reason, and you want to become an employee, you'll operate on a 24/72s, which will give you 48 hours of pay every week. I the employees are allowed. Oh my God, Jesus Christ! The employees are allowed to show up 1 hour early to their shift and get paid for it, and that's how I got the 50 number. Although, if you don't want to do 24s, because I know that a lot of people have very bad experiences with them and being run into the dirt and driving when you're exhausted and doing unsafe things. We're going to have a variety of other schedules, such as 3/12s or 4/12s, depending on if you want 36 or 48 a week. You can do 5/8s, you can do 4/10s, and there's going to be custom. So there's probably going to be 12 hours, 14, 16-hour days, once or twice a week. There's going to be, once this side of the company really explodes and there's a lot of employees, there's going to be a lot of flexibility when it comes to scheduling. And of course, if you're part-time, you just sign up, you self-schedule your shift, work when you want, work with who you want, and just show up and do it. We're going to have days, mids, nights, and everything in between, everything from 6 hours to 18-hour shifts, because this side of the company has to be available and operational 24/7, 365. And of course, you can be recalled via the volunteer roster and you can get double pay. And basically, what this just means is in the scheduling online software, there's going to be a roster you can put your name on. And if we need more people for the day, the people on that list get first dibs. And then when you show up and accept the shift, you get double pay from that point forward. And of course, whenever call volume is high, such as, mostly 9 to 9 to 9, 10 to 10, 11 to 7, those types of hours, those are going to potentially even have bonuses, but those hours have to be staffed. And of course, if you want overtime, it's there. If you want part-time, it's there. If you want to work 200 hours a week to some degree, I'm sure I would allow it. Um, People have to get moved. It's just an unfortunate reality. So show up and do it. All right, so if you're wondering how you'll get paid, I've already been through this in several other interviews. Several other presentation. Sorry guys, it's early. Read the screen, do the math, figure it out. And this is to help you with the algorithm. So pause it. If you need to pause the screens, go ahead. I'm not going to waste time on this. These are the different leadership ranks that we talked about and their associated bonuses. These are custom bonuses. Basically, if I need an employee and they're on the fence about working, I can give a little bonus on their hourly rate to get them to work for us, things like that, along with cost of living, various negotiations. If you're a really good employee and you get Employee of the Month, things of that nature, read the screen, be happy. And this is just an example of me using my own information. And as a EMT on a 48-hour work week, I'd be pulling in 71,600 before taxes on a 2 days a week, 48-hour full-time schedule. All right, so I'm going to take a little bit of time on this slide because it's actually important. Hopefully most of y'all are still watching. So basically, with the code green status that I thought was in here, and it could be, that basically says if you hit 10 transported patients or 10 general calls, because remember you can do the wound care calls, the 911 assist calls, the bad labs from nursing home to hospital calls. If you do 10 of those in your 24 hours, then you get to go home early, fill out your paperwork, send it to your officer, and that's it. If you want to stay on shift after your 10, call number 11 through call number whenever you decide to stop is going to be paid out at a $100 minimum bonus for every crew member on the unit. So if you're running with a crew of 4, each of those crew members gets $100 for being on a call. And I'm not going to put any limits on this. So if you really honest to God wanted to run 24 calls in 24 hours, then you would be making $1,200 a day in bonus money. I really hope I did the math on that. Anyway, you get the idea. So you can make a lot of money, or you can have a very short work day, or you can have some sort of mixture of the two, and it's not a big deal. And of course, if you have outstanding performance, if you're somebody like me who loves to work and is a workaholic but also needs money, and you're just an outstanding person, you can be eligible for just generalized extra bonus money, such as gift cards, trip reimbursement of snacks and coffee, a couple extra dollars on your hourly pay. Basically, anything for me to say thank you is the general idea. I can give you extra paid off days, extra vacation days, just extra paid days to where you don't have to be at work and you can enjoy your life. Uniform store discount coupons for uniform upgrades, free meals, and just anything that I think is a way of saying thank you. So basically, this is how AMR operates, but basically, the convalescent side is going to be regionally parked. I would imagine the goal is to have 4 offices up initially, and it's 1 convalescent station per quadrant of Knox County. And basically, the hospitals in your quadrant are going to be your primary servicing. So the staff will get to know you, you'll get to know them, you'll learn the hospitals really quickly, and it should be a very easy day. Some of them may be station parked. This is going to be based on geography, needs of the company, or specific call volume types, and this is going to be primarily for neonatal and children transport, critical care, psych transfers, things of that nature, where you may need to be in very specific parts of the city. Again, that's all subject to change, of course. I do expect to have mutual aid offices, at least a couple in all the surrounding counties for a variety of reasons, but this is to help them with their 911 overflow if need be and their convalescent. Because I know some of the counties don't do convalescent. And of course, employees can transfer locations based on openings and seniority and desire and everything else. That should not be a surprise. So, when it comes to crew protection, we all know how EMS is abused. We all know that agencies don't protect their people. Therefore, I do not have a holdover policy. Our convalescent crews must be in the office slash station slash park slash ready to go home or working to go home 1 hour prior to the end of their shift time. So if you sign up for a 12-hour shift and you come in on time, so it's only 12 hours for this particular example, then you only are required to work 11 of those. Actually, transporting patients and things. That last hour is to get you caught up on paperwork, is for traffic delays, is for cleaning your unit, changing the sheets, wiping the bed, restocking the cabinets, changing out your oxygen bottles, washing the outside of it, getting the trash out of it, returning your computer, all the normal things of an end of shift turnover. And that oncoming crew, if they desire, can come in 1 hour early. So now you have four people trying to get the unit either turned over and in service or fixing its issues and all of that. Four people should be easy enough to get the off duty crew, off coming crew out of the building on time, if not ahead of schedule. And then, of course, I already went over the daily limit of 10. You do your 10, you go home, fill out your paperwork, and that'll get you the full pay and benefits according to your employment contract. Um, Custom call volume limits for specialty teams such as um, lift assist vehicles, bariatrics transport, QRVs, neonatal, pediatric transport, critical care, long distance units, things of that nature. If if they did 10, they would die, probably. So that's going to be all custom, and of course you can cross train, and you can even do overtime days on the specialty teams if you choose. I already went over the code green, but basically, if anything weird happens in your day and the dispatchers just want to let you off early, they can enact this regardless of the call volume, although that should be fairly rare. And then I forgot this one was in here, but it's basically what I just mentioned. Come in, come in, work hard, work fast, do your 10, and go home early. And there's no specific call type requirement. So like I said, you can do a 911 emergency call. You can do a 911 non-emergency call, two nursing homes, two hospital to hospitals, a hospital to home, and there's a blizzard outside. So now you only did, what is that, 4 or 5, and you go home early. Basically, just fill out your paperwork, send it to your officers, and that's it. Then you go home. All right. Welcome, welcome. I will be right. Alrighty, so now that I've fixed the technology, I hope y'all are having fun today. So, if you would like to support our work, I am going to fly through this pretty lickety split because it's in every single video. So, Cash App, you can donate, and it's been on your screen, and now it's on this screen. Unfortunately, we need money, and all the donations we receive will be going on our website for everyone to see. When you go to our website, you can go to the Donate tab, you can um, go to the bottom of this page on the website, fill out the prompts, and help. Again, all donations go to a separate page. If you go to more, it's somewhere down below that. You can do a video request. If there's anything that you would like a specific video on, you can donate $5 and let me know you're serious about needing a video, and I will get that to you. Super chats, if whenever we get our following up, we're going to be doing a live stream eventually. So super chats are an interactive way. $20 or more. $20 or more donations will be read live on screen. Everything else will be probably just be acknowledged. We have a Give, Send, Go campaign. So under their search thing, search for our name, Knox County EMS, and look for the logo. This is coming soon. This is a separate software where county residents will be able to have some built-in discounts and built-in freebies on a monthly subscription service. The social medias, probably how you found us: YouTube, Rumble, Facebook, Instagram. No surprises there. This is our Rumble page. Search our name, look for the logo, watch our videos. Same thing on YouTube. Search the name, look for the logo, watch the videos. All videos are numbered in the upper left hand, so you can watch them in the order of publishing. If you'd like to go to our Facebook page, search the name, look for the logo, join us. Tennessee Public Safety Group is the parent company of EMS, so search the name, join us, follow us, enjoy us. Communications, you can email us at any time if anything is unclear or you just want to send me a little tidbit. More than happy to read those. And that's pretty much it. So hopefully, hopefully this wasn't too quick for y'all. If you need to go back and watch it, rewatch it. If I double talked, if I backtracked or confused you or anything, send us an email or leave a comment down below, and I'll try to sort that out as easily as I can. Well, I think that's going to be it. There's not a whole lot to say on this one. If you've made it this far, thank you for watching. Join our social media and leave a donation if you are so inclined. I will see you all on the next one for another fun and exciting presentation. Have a good day.